Well, hello and welcome back, and thanks for coming back. Today, where are we going? Where are we coming from? Well, we're in Peyia. We're on the main drag. This is the road that links Argus St George through Sea Caves and to downtown Peyia. And there's a roundabout which allows you to turn up into Peyia village, and of course you can turn right down into the Coral Bay strip and go down to the Coral Bay beach. So that's the road that we're on, and this road takes us out and beyond and into downtown Paphos. So we're going to hit the Coral Bay roundabout, we're going to hit Kissonerga, Chlorica, Tomb of the Kings, and of course that means we'll be in downtown Paphos. So sit back, kick off the shoes, get the frappe, and let's get ready to roll. Now let's just check Miss Dawn, Mr. Sean, and of course our number one Gumbaru, Miss Daisy, the Cypriot cat. Sit back and enjoy your breakfast, and of course we got plenty of other friends in the breakfast club, Miss Anne and Mr. Roger. Kick it back, knock that cup of chai down, and of course just over my shoulder to the right, my Gumbaru number one, my superstar, Mr. Allen. Flick the machine on, because guess what? We're ready to rock and ready to roll, and we're off to Paphos. Now, if you really want to join us and you want to get into that breakfast club, you drop it in the comments, and guess what? You can join the group on the sofa, and now and again, you never know, you might get to come and do a wiggle waggle with me in the old girl known as the Merc. Now, if you're wondering what temperature it is, Dawn, because I know you are, I know you're sitting there now wondering, should I put my tea down just in case he's getting cooked? Well, 20 degrees. That's what it is. 11:45 on a beautiful, beautiful January morning, and it's 20 degrees. The high today, they're predicting around 21, so we haven't got far to go. And as you can see, the sky, it's looking blue. It's absolutely beautiful. So let's give you one or two bearings, shall we? What are we coming up to now? Well, just over here on the left hand side is a little parade of shops. You've got a Pool Chemicals Salts cleaning company, and it's called Ship Shape. There's one of their vans pulling in now. And then next door to that you've got a farm shop, so fruit and veg, that kind of stuff. And then next door to that you've got the Coral Bay Karting Centre. Not open at this time of year, but if you are here in, say, the springtime all the way through to the end of October, it's open. It's quite a nice little track, quite wide, quite open, and quite safe. If you've got little ones with you, you can have a damn good whiz around, cross the gentleman's palm with a couple of those euros, and off you go. Now, back to the subject of the roads. As you can see, they are absolutely Sherlock Holmes. I'm driving that a little bit slower because I understand that Alan on the treadmill doesn't want to break out into a sweat until those very, very last couple of minutes. So enjoy the walk, Mr. Allen. You have a look. Coming up on the left-hand side, what are we? Well, Paphos Supermarket. If you're living in the Peyia, Coral Bay, Sea Cave, St George area, that's your supermarket, and it's a very, very good supermarket indeed. Anything that you can want is in there, and it's very, very expat foreigner focused. So if you want baked beans, you name it, it's there. Twixes, curly whirlies, all those kind of things. As you can understand, I've been there a few times. Great, great supermarket, friendly staff. There's even a couple of English on the till as well. And the boss himself, he's not a bad chap, to be honest. He's always got a smile on his face because, of course, he's got lots and lots of money. So, where are we? Coral Bay roundabout. That's where we are. So we'll slow down a little bit here, and if you were to go right, you would go literally straight onto the Coral Bay strip. Now, it's a very, very popular place, and even at this time of year, early January, there are still probably about half of the restaurants and bars are open, and of course the other half are closed. One or two supermarkets, gift shops are open, and one or two are closed. So there's not a lot going on, but there'll always be somewhere to buy that pack of cigarettes, get that can of Coke for me, and there'll always be somewhere to get a breakfast, somewhere to get a lunch, and somewhere to get your evening meal. So Peter, if you're watching from up in Derbyshire, I hope you enjoyed the videos that you saw the other day, and of course there's a little bit of information for you when you move out to your house in Uptown Peyia next October. But it's a great place to come, and of course that's why you've bought a property in Peyia, the #1 place in the Paphos district if you are a foreigner. Population in and around 4,000 people, and believe it or not, more than 50%, so around about 2,000 are foreign nationals. Not all British, but primarily, if you understand. And of those British, there's even a couple of Welsh in there, a couple of Scottish and a couple of Irish, and an awful lot of people from London. So it's a very popular place, and everyone there speaks English, even the people from London. Shocking, isn't it? Unbelievable. Right, where are we? We're on the strip that goes from Coral Bay to downtown Kissonerga, and this is the area where they're planning on, well, they have been planning for the last 20 years, but they're planning on building a marina. Yeah, that's right. So for those of you who've got a couple of bob, who've got a house up in Peyia, so Mr. Paul up in the top there, Mr. Peter, if you want to park a boat up, that could be that perfect place for you. Coral Bay Marina, and apparently they're going to put the first footings of the foundation, in other words, lay the first brick sometime this year. When they do, well, we'll give you that shocking news as they destroy the environment between Coral Bay and downtown Kissonerga. It's something that's missing, because there's plenty of people with a couple of bob in this area, and those people all want to park their boats in the blue Mediterranean Sea. So feast your eyes and digest. As you can see, it's a spectacular day, especially for you, Dawn, and especially for Miss Daisy. Take your furry boots off, Miss Daisy. You're back on the island of love. Kalimera, Kalispera, Yassas, baby. Now, as we proceed along this road, we're going to come to a set of traffic lights, and at those traffic lights, which are known to us foreign locals as the Kissonerga traffic lights, you can take a left and go up into uptown Kissonerga village, or as we're going to go, straight, and we're going to continue on to Clorica lower. And on the right hand side here, you've got a very good kiosk which is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you're in this area at any time of night, if you're out doing a burglary or that kind of thing, and you need a pep up from a can of Coke or a bit of coffee or some cigarettes or a pack of crisps if you're a bit peckish before you go and do the next job, well, this could be the perfect kiosk for you. And then there on the right hand side is the CU Beach Bar, which this time of year, unfortunately, Mr. Peter, is closed, but it'll open up in around about March. Very popular place, great view of course, good service, good food, and some nice drinks, and even some special cocktails. If you ask them very nicely, they may even make you a Dame Anne special, but of course you'll have to be as sweet as Dame Anne, otherwise they'll tell you to off. Now, talking about superstars, we've got a couple of new knights on the block. So we've got Simon the Elder, but of course now his name is Sir Simon the Elder, and we've got Jeremy the Younger, but of course his new title is Sir Jeremy the Younger. Now, forgive me, Caroline, but this bit of road is absolutely Sherlock Holmes, so please hang on to that jupper cushion and get your bottom on it, and tell Nigel to slurp away on the Nigel big guns, because this little bit of road is absolutely Sherlock Holmes. Now, back to the Gumbarus, the boys. She's still in my English, even when she's not with me. So, the boys, known as Double Trouble, the twin brothers, all the way from up there in Cardiff. Mr., but not anymore. No, Sir Simon. Mr. Nope, not anymore. Sir Jeremy, arise, my boys. The two superstars have been given the title that they should have been given a long time ago. And I apologise for mucking you around, Mr. Jeremy. I really do. But as you understand, we like to have fun and games on our channel. So if you want to get a knighthood, all you've got to do is engage in the comments and bring a tickle to Mr. Paul's heart. guess what? You're going to get a special title indeed. Like my JJ, my special tonic. Every day, every night, she has me in stitches. And that's the wife of my Baron number 1, Mr. Andy, and they reside all the way out in sunny, well, perhaps not so sunny, but North Shropshire. He's a man that likes to pop out in his blue BMW, nice shade of blue by the way, and he likes to wiggle its rear end, and he likes to taunt the odd Aston Martin driver because he knows that they've got small ones anyway. Back to it. I'm looking forward to your comments on this, Miss JJ. I'm pretty sure I'm going to fall out of my bed with laughter, that's for sure. A superstar amongst superstars. We met them on the Cape of Paphos promenade. They accosted us, and then we returned the favour by accosting them over and over again. And they're coming back out in August, September next year, and hopefully we're going to have a great time, and we're going to get them on camera, that's for sure. Andy's promised to do an impersonation of Miss Marika. He's going to wear a blonde wig and now and again shave, but as I said to him, I don't mind him with his hairy legs, that's for sure. So where are we? Well, we're on that little bit now that connects Kissonerga to downtown Clorica. So coming up over here, there's quite a few hotels, and I'll name 1 or 2 so that you understand where they are. Not a bad area to come for a holiday. Got a great sunset, and there's quite a few restaurants and bars and shops in this area. But just so you understand, the names of the hotels that I'm going to mention in a few moments are, well, I'm not saying that they're not walking distance to Paphos, because obviously you can walk if you wish, but it's going to take you quite a long time, that's for sure. I would suggest you getting a hire car or getting very familiar with the bus service timetable, if you understand me, because they're a good 10 to 15 minutes drive from the action, shall we say. So the Helios Hotel, that's what's coming up on our right hand side, and there's the Indian restaurant known as the Poppadoms, very popular with locals and tourists alike. But that's the Helios Bay Hotel Apartments on our right hand side. You've got a parade of shops coming up here, so there's restaurants, some are open, some are closed. You've got the Marius Golf coming up on the left, and then you've got the Azure, however you say it, and that's the resort and spa. And then this is the public car park here, where you haven't got to pay a penny to park, and you go down to the coastal pathway and you can have a frappe or a sandwich or something in the Baracas Lounge and enjoy the view out across the blue Mediterranean Sea. More shops and restaurants on either side of the road, and a couple of property sellers to try and tempt you. And then you've got the Lara Beach and Splash Resort, which is a Leonardo. And then if we keep going here to this crossroads, this is the St. George Crossroads in Lower Clorica, and that means if you were to go right, you would go straight into the main reception of the St. George Hotel. Quite a few videos on our little channel about that hotel, where we stormed it in the name of many people indeed. And then you've got the Angelica Taverna on our left at the crossroads here, and getting close at this time of year, and it's a very popular place indeed with locals and expats, and quite popular on a Sunday as well. Parade of shops, restaurants, bars, and again another property seller which would like to tempt you. And you've got a nice church down there as well, next door to the St. George's Hotel. And of course that's a beachfront hotel, by the way, and you walk out the back straight out onto the coastal pathway, spectacular views, and of course here and there scattered around there are little beach areas as well. So a fabulous place to come for a holiday. But like I say, remember this area is a good 1.5 hours to 2 hours walk from downtown Paphos, and probably in July and August you'd die on the way because it's that little bit too hot. You've got the Cafe Me, that's themed on a bus. Pop in there for coffee. 24-hour refresh kiosk, which is more of a supermarket these days. And then if you want some electric goods, I don't know what you might want to buy, maybe a Rampant Rabbit or that kind of thing, you pop in there to the left. Rampant Rabbit, by the way, is not what you think it is. It's my little Fiat 500, which, believe it or not, is going to be back on your screens probably in about a month, because we found a gearbox and it's going to get sent to us in the post, and we're going to pop it in the car. And there's a lot of people now wondering, what the hell is this lunatic on about? Well, I happened to have bought, stupidly, a Fiat 500 last year, and I thought it was a bargain, and it's got a diesel engine, so I thought, wow, I'm going to save a fortune. And I had it for about 2 weeks, the engine blew up, repaired that, had it for another couple of weeks, the brake system failed, repaired that, had it for a couple of weeks, and then the gearbox went, yes. So what I thought was a bargain has now become a car that owes me twice what I paid for it, and guess what? It's probably not even worth what I paid for it. So if you're wondering how successful a car dealer Mr. Paul is, well, that about sums it up. As I say, I'm an idiot. There we go. Normally in a blue hat and a pair of sunglasses, but luckily for me, I've got a blonde beauty, and her name is Miss Marika, watching with CVA La Bouffe, as I call her, and normally she is just on my right shoulder, keeping my Gumbaru Mr. Allen company on the treadmill. Anyway, what's coming up now? On the right hand side, the King Eliathan Hotel, or as I like to call it, the King Elephant. Now, I remember popping in there last year and we bumped into Mr. Tom, one of our superstars, and of course my cuz James, Karina and Miss Dally have stayed there, and they're looking for a new hotel to come out to this summer. Now perhaps, cuz James, that could be the hotel for you, but you drop it in the comments and we're going to have a wiggle and a waggle and choose that perfect hotel for you. So where are we now? Well, we're right at the very, very start of our descent into downtown Paphos. Road surface, Caroline, as you may have noticed, is getting that little bit Sherlock Holmes, so get your zhupper onto that memory foam pillow. It's the only way to ride the streets of Paphos. There you go. The sign said Paphos, so guess what? We're in Paphos. And this is the Tomb of the Kings area, and it soon starts to get built up with restaurants and bars and petrol stations and resorts and apartments, all sorts of things to keep you occupied. You've got the Aspire School if you're bringing your littlies, will you, and you want to get them in some education or somewhere to leave them while you go on the beach. Book them in there, and I'm sure they'll come out with a half-decent education. Although my father thought that when he paid the fees for me in the various schools around the world, and of course he ended up with an idiot. There we are. So stick with us. Let's continue along this little stretch of road, and we're going to get to the Paphos Mall roundabout, which, as its name suggests, means that the Paphos Mall will be on the left, and if you were to take a right, you would go down to Paradise, which of course is the downtown Cato Paphos promenade and harbour area. Now, a word of warning: if you happen to own a car, steal a car or rent a car, if you're driving around Paphos, in particular these very tempting dual carriageway areas, the boys in blue are waiting for you. So stick to the speed limit, because they always look very, very grumpy, and they've always got a cigarette in the hand and a frappe, and they're adjusting their flip-flops. But of course, the moment they catch you speeding, all of that changes, and they start dancing and celebrating, and they even start chutching down the main promenade as they issue you that special on-the-spot fine. And it says, "From Cyprus with love, €75. Thank you very much. Daxi." So let's continue and keep going, and we're going to get very, very shortly, don't click off just yet, we're going to get to the Paphos Mall roundabout, and you're going to get a great view of the Paphos Mall, and you're going to see the Paphos Skywalk, and it's a great day. So stick with us. Here we go. There's one of the blue buses, and that says 615, so that means that it's come from Coral Bay, and it's now on its way to the harbour. As it says Tomb of the Kings, which is where we actually are, and then it says harbour. So 615 if you want to go from the harbour, Tomb of the Kings area, out towards Coral Bay, and 615 if you want to come back. And that bus service runs approximately every 20 minutes. So let's say 20 to 30 minutes, because we are in Cyprus and we do like to be very, very relaxed indeed. So the built-up part of Tomb of the Kings is now coming up, and it's restaurant after restaurant, gift shop after gift shop, shop after shop, I'm not even going to try and mention them because it's absolutely impossible, but I'm going to mention that restaurant over there with the blue sign because that is the Oceans Restaurant, and that is a restaurant that has a place in the heart of one of our superstars, Lord Dave Jono. We took him there for his evening nosh one evening, and he really, really enjoyed it, and he fell in love with, well, he fell in love with something that was in that restaurant, and it wasn't the calamari. Anyway, bus station on the left, or should we say the new semi-bus terminal station that's going to be in downtown Tomb of the Kings. This is the King's Restaurant on the corner of these traffic lights, and that is the Claphius Damien, if that's how you say it, resort, again just on our left. And as you can see, there's lots of things going on, quite quiet because of that time of year. Just to the left hand side, of course, is where the Barnhawks will be in residence in a couple of weeks, because they just happen to own an apartment just up there. And your little watering holes just around the corner are both open, Mr. John, Miss Louise, and you're more than welcome to borrow the old girl, the Merc, by the way, no problem, as long as there's no canoodling in the back. And as for your little hire car, you can keep it. I'll find something else, or I'll walk, shall we say. Here we are, Paphos Mall coming up on the left, and of course that means that that is the downtown Paphos Mall roundabout. Take a left, go up into Paphos, take a right, and you're going to go down to Paradise, which of course is the harbour and the promenade area. And it's a beautiful, beautiful day today. I'm going to say thanks for watching, and of course if you like what you see, please hit the like and click subscribe, and come back for a little bit more of our madness. And if you really want to watch the channel grow and put a bit of benzene in the tank, please think about going through to our about page, where you can hit the buy me a coffee icon, and you never know, you might find us propping up in Crete one day and driving around there, because we understand that one of our superstars, oh we do, his wife is from Crete, and we understand there's a chappie driving around in Crete, but you never know, we might go over there and get a faster car and outrun him. So thanks for watching. Yep, it's a red traffic light, but don't worry, we're in Cyprus.